Hell hath no fury like two women scorned. Say goodbye to all your stuff. 15 years ago I had a boyfriend that I'd been with for 6 years. He moved to another city for work, while I finished my studies and then I would move there too. He was apartment hunting, subleasing in the meantime. He came home almost every weekend and during Christmas and New Year's. He found an apartment in January and invited me up to show it, and I prepared to move up, looking for a job, looking for new furniture etc. Late February I told him it's time to terminate the lease on the apartment in our hometown, when he suddenly broke up with me. I was shocked and very sad. He collected some clothes and his very expensive PC, which he'd built from scratch. It was his baby. 2 weeks later, he updated his profile pic on FB to him and another woman kissing. Obviously, they hadn't been dating 2 weeks. I called him and called him out on it, and he admitted to having met her 2 months ago. He was at the airport to travel abroad with his buddy for the weekend, so we didn't talk long. That same evening I decided to tell the new GF. I managed to find her on FB and wrote her. She didn't believe me at first, of course. But I sent her texts, pics, I described their apartment in detail, well, her apartment, as it turned out. When I sent her a dick pic he'd sent me with their bedroom clearly in the background, she said, "Okay, enough, I believe you." She told me they'd been dating for 8 months, not 2. She'd been in Africa for 2 months, in December and January, which would explain why he was able to be with me for 2 weeks over the holidays and why he could invite me to see the apartment. We wrote a lot. He'd sent us the exact same Valentine's Day text. He'd bought us the exact same Christmas present etc. You get the picture. After comparing notes, it was time for revenge. She cut up all of his clothes and left them in a pile on the floor. I told her about the PC and advised her to tear that fucker to pieces. She hacked it with screwdrivers and hammers and every piece was beyond saving. When he came home on Sunday, she tossed him out with nowhere to go, but not before showing him all of his possessions obliterated. Edit, I need to clarify that legally, it was my PC. I'd won money on one of those scratch lottery tickets, but since we were living together I kind of thought of it as ours. Huge mistake.